We're reading from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18. I can assure you that when you speak judgment here on earth, it will be God's judgment. And when you promise forgiveness on earth, it will be God's forgiveness. To say it another way, if two of you on earth agree on anything you pray for, my Father in heaven will do what you ask. Yes, if 2 or 3 are together believing in me, I am there with them. And Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, when someone won't stop doing wrong to me, how many times must I forgive them? 7 times. Jesus answered, I tell you, you must forgive them more than 7 times. You must continue to forgive them even if they do wrong to you 77 times. So I went into Tim Hortons the other day, and I was surprised to see Jesus sitting there. He was at a table in the back watching the people come in, ordering their double-doubles and their Timbits. I didn't want to bother him, but I just have so many questions, and so I went up, and he invited me to sit down. I'm really resenting the season of Lent, I said to him. Tell me about it, Jesus replied. Well, Lent has traditionally been a time when we focus on forgiveness, right? Forgiveness given and forgiveness received. Essentially, Jesus responded, so what do you resent? Well, I resent the idea of forgiving others. Really? Jesus said. Well, not so much forgiving others, so much as the way you call us to forgive others. You remember that story about Peter when he comes up to you and asks how many times you should forgive somebody who does something wrong to you? And he says, should I do it 7 times? I mean, I'm thinking right away, that's pretty generous to forgive someone 7 times. How many people are prepared to forgive someone that many times? Now, I stopped at that point to see if Jesus would be nodding in agreement with me. But he was just looking at me, expecting me to continue. So, Peter asks if forgiving someone 7 times is sufficient, and how do you respond? Nope, you say. You would be ready to forgive someone 77 times. And that, I went on to add, involves how you interpret that passage. Because there are some versions of the Bible that say it should be 7 times 70. So 490 times. You're telling me I should be forgiving somebody who does something wrong to me 490 times? Yes, Jesus replied. Well, that's ridiculous, I said. Forgive me. But if you forgive a person over and over and over again, all you do is become the world's doormat. You become this sucker who gets abused by everyone around them, a whipping boy. There's nothing honorable in allowing someone to wrong you and continually choosing to forgive them. I didn't say you should allow them to wrong you, Jesus said. I said if you need to forgive someone, then do it. And if you need to forgive them 77 times or 490 times, then that is what you need to do. But why? I said. Why would I forgive someone who has wronged me that many times? Is it to show them love? Is it to offer them mercy? Compassion? A sense of grace? Why would I want to do that for them? Ah, Jesus said, there's the problem in your logic. You seem to be laboring under the idea that you forgive someone for their benefit. when in reality, you are doing it for your benefit? How is swallowing my pride and forgiving some callous jerk for my benefit? You seem a little testy, Jesus said. Carrying around some anger, are we? Feeling a sense of unfairness in all of this? Feeling bitter that someone else might be getting off scot-free for offending you? Yes, I replied. That is exactly how I feel. It isn't fair that someone can hurt me, offend me, betray me, and your expectation is that I should just forgive them. So Jesus said, you're telling me it's better to hold on to the anger, to keep the resentment against the person until they come crawling back to you begging for forgiveness. Yes, I said. Well, no, I didn't mean it that way. They should suffer, but I don't know what I think. Let me ask you something, Jesus said. How are you feeling about the winter? Annoyed, I said. I'm frustrated and angry. I mean, when is it ever going to end? You wake up one day and it's 10 degrees and sunny. You wake up the next day and you've got 3 straight days of -12. It is so annoying. So let me ask you, Jesus continued, does all the energy that you expend on resenting this never-ending winter affect the weather in even the slightest way? I hate it when he's right. No, I replied. So you're expending all of this energy, all of this negative energy, and what is it accomplishing? Nothing, I replied, starting to feel foolish. Well, I'm not starting. I've been feeling foolish for quite some time, actually. You're getting angry at the weather, angry at something you can do absolutely nothing about. You are allowing your resentment of winter's tenacity to steal your joy, disrupt your peace, to frustrate you, to unsettle you. I'm ashamed to admit it, but yes. Yes, I am. Well, that is precisely the reason I call upon people to forgive not once, not twice, but as many times as they need to. I call upon people to be forgiving as many times as they need to so that they don't needlessly carry around anger, frustration, and bitterness trying to change something they have absolutely no power over. Just like your frustration with winter is useless, because you can do absolutely nothing about it, so is anger or bitterness against someone who has wronged you. Resentment is simply our demand that things should be different. Especially that someone should have behaved differently to us in the past. Something over which we have absolutely no control. We cannot change the past. We cannot change how a person once behaved toward us. All we can do is change how we feel about it in the here and the now. Forgiving someone isn't a matter of excusing someone's past bad behavior. It is choosing to change the way we feel about it in the present. We can carry resentment and accomplish absolutely nothing except expending huge amounts of negative energy. Or we can choose to forgive the person and find freedom from our bitterness. We don't even have to talk to the person in order to forgive them. Forgiveness is not reconciliation. You can forgive someone and never talk to them again. In fact, if I forgive someone, it really doesn't matter in the least how they might respond to me. Because frankly, how they feel, react, think about my forgiving them is entirely immaterial to me. I forgive them for my benefit, not for theirs. All I need to do is choose to forgive them. Choose to let go of any resentment I might feel toward them. So rather than being mired in the bitterness of a past I cannot change, I can live abundantly in the here and the now. Theologian Lewis Smedes perhaps put it best. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and to discover that the prisoner was you. That's why I want you to forgive 7 times or 70 times or however many times it takes. To forgive as often as you need to. So you are free to live this wonderful life to its full in the here and the now. Free from the burden of bitterness, free from letting your anger against someone's past thoughtless actions affect your present. Free of resentment, free of what you cannot change, to embrace the joy of the life that is constantly changing and evolving around you. Thanks, I said, that really helps. I looked outside and fresh snow started to fall. It's a lovely day today, isn't it? I said. Yes, yes it is, Jesus replied.